We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to work hard. It's coming up. Get ready. We're going to take it. Bernie's going to be on Pennsylvania Avenue. And because of you. And because of me. Because we know we're opening doors they don't want us to open. We're asking questions they don't want us to ask. They're making speeches they don't want us to hear. We're gonna do this, baby. Brooklyn, baby. We're gonna put that hometown boy. He's gonna be president of the United States. Feel the burn, baby. Love you.
Thank you, Mr. DeVito. And now I have another special guest, a friend to our community. She supports lots of local things, including the Lower East Side Girls. Please put your hands together and pay attention to Miss Rosario Dawson.
Alright, I know y'all want to take pictures and video, but let's also be present in this moment. This is a big deal to see all of you here, because we've been long since told to not even bother. That most of us didn't even need to vote because it was already decided. And I just want to say thank you so much for showing up for democracy. Because we are a republic. And we keep pushing regime change around the world promoting democracy, but we don't really have that here at home. So I thank you very much for bringing attention to that and making sure that people are paying attention to the reality of what's going on. Have you guys been paying attention to Democracy Spring? That oh so beautiful Democracy Spring that we are seeing? The Young Turks, Cenk just representing. I hope everyone who's been arrested is going to make it home in time to vote for the New York primary. That's all I'm going to say about that. But otherwise, keep on, my brothers and sisters. Shockingly, we haven't seen much of that in our mainstream media. Just like they didn't cover the CNN sit-in that had hundreds of people in LA. And that's because they don't want to give credence to what we're doing. They really hope we just go home. But I don't think they even realize that no matter what happens, that this is bigger than Bernie. This isn't about an idea whose time has come. This is about a man who was moved by Martin Luther King Jr. and has made it his life duty to be a democratic socialist like Martin Luther King Jr. I think that we forget sometimes about what time in history it was that he died. And it's really beautiful to look at that moment and see the pictures in the March on Washington and everyone's dressed so beautifully. And Harry Belafonte got Bill Cosby to get the speaker so everybody could hear it. And the president didn't want it to happen. And they were really afraid for all of those people to come and march on Washington because they thought it was going to be huge fights. But it was peaceful. And it was beautiful. And it was game-changing. And as we recognize and we post pictures of it, and everyone looks so elegant and amazing because, you know, the styles were very particular then. Everybody was in suits. That we forget what an act of civil disobedience that was. And we gloss over the fact that, yes, we achieved the goals of the civil rights movement in that moment in time, but that's not when he was killed. It was years later, when he was organizing black, white, and brown to come together. When he was saying that, like Cassius Clay, who changed his name to Muhammad Ali, said, you know what, I can't talk about nonviolence here and then go perpetrate violence in Vietnam. It was his moment where he was going, you know what, we need to extend beyond the civil rights movement and really start talking about classism and ageism and racism and sexism. And really talk about our foreign policy and what it's doing around the world. And that's when Martin Luther King took it too far.
He knew too much.
He was told even by his own people who were supportive of him going, no, you got the civil rights thing, that's your space, you're a black rights activist. Be happy with that. And he said, no, I'm a humanist. And he was a democratic socialist. He really believed in these ideas being for everyone, that there was enough to go around and it shouldn't just be about the few. It has been many years since we have heard someone so courageously speak about that in the public platform of running for president. And we are seeing that right now from a man who actually walked with him and marched with him. And I understand that Representative, you know, John Lewis didn't see him at the time. There were a lot of people there. It's understandable. And I appreciate that he said, you know, I didn't say that I saw her at the time. I just said that I've known them over the years because at the time she was a Goldwater girl, so absolutely, he did not see her there. But I think it's important to say, who cares whether you saw him or not? A lot of you are invisible. A lot of the people who died in Iraq and in Yemen right now, in Honduras during the regime change, there are natives and the genocide that they're still not being given credence to. The ramifications of slavery, Libya, Syria, Maidan, Crimea, like, you know, this is going around the world. The realities of what climate change is doing, fracking being promoted around the planet. North Africa, South, you know, Southern Europe, all of the Middle East is drying up. The migration that's happening right now is not going to curtail, and we cannot afford anyone who hesitates on saying no to the KXL pipeline, who wants to continue doing offshore drilling, because that's not dangerous whatsoever, right? Just don't talk to any of the folks in the Niger Delta. Like, seriously, this is a very critical moment in time, and we are illuminating a lot of invisible people's issues and problems by standing together. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and know that we are taking this all the way because we have to. And how lucky are we that we get to do it in celebration with music? That we just have to deal with the fact of, like, in October I was supposed to switch from an independent to a Democrat? Aw, shucks. I guess I'll just have to get 2 Democrats to vote for me. Understand just how easy it is for us to participate in this revolution, contrary to what it looks like for so many people around the world. Have you been watching the elections that are going on in Africa right now? This is a really, really, really big deal, and I'm gonna get off, and I'm so excited that you're all here celebrating and bringing love and joy and passion into this, because that is what we need to bring in to this, is dance, is love, is connection, is peace, is beauty. That's what I always loved about the 1 Billion Rising. Because it was about going, yes, women are getting violated around the world. 1 in 3 women will be raped, killed, or beaten in her lifetime. Let's dance to say something about that. Because we need to celebrate our greatness in order to take down the darkness. Light is beautiful, and keep illuminating that light. Burn it bright so the whole world can see that this young country some lessons along the way, and we refuse to keep voting in the same disastrous policies. That we are not going to vote in a war hawk to change things. Because believe me, every single person is who's going, why are you voting for Bernie? Why not X, Y, and Z? Can he even do all those things that he's saying he can do? Well, of course he can. But none of them can do anything without one of two things. Lots of that power-money combination, or the people. The one thing that the commander-in-chief can do is push that shiny red button when they go into the office and start a war with somebody. And that is why I am unequivocally with Bernie Sanders. Because I know that he can resist that urge to push that shiny red button and ruin lives and countries for generations to come around the world that our mass media probably won't even show us, so we won't feel that bad about it, but they'll feel it. And we can't do that. That's to say I'll vote for someone because she won't roll back women's rights here, but whatever happens outside of our borders, well, that's outside of our borders. That sounds kind of racist to me. That seems kind of sexist and classist to me. I thought we were one world, and every life mattered. So thank you for making sure all of you get that vote out. Don't just like someone said before, don't just like this online. Make sure you get in line. And you vote, and you show what New York is about. We are the people who come together and celebrate and dance when there's a blackout, drum circles naked in Washington Square Park and having sex on our stoops and fire escapes because we're so grateful we're not under attack again. So we just love each other for 3 full days. That's who we are. We're the ones who said no to the bailout, no to the Iraq War, because we knew that had nothing to do with the devastation that happened during 9/11. And that it was not right to go and persecute other people for that. So thank you. I know I keep saying thank you like I'm gonna walk up, but I am.